I love her enthusiasm. So great, what she said. With the concept of having a vision in mind, I introduce you to the following individuals who understand clearly why this day is important. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to those who bring you greetings on this historic day. Please welcome the following esteemed individuals. Greetings, Kenny Anderson, Director of the City of Huntsville Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. Come on. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is a great morning to be alive, and it's a great morning to participate in this specific event. You will see the name of Mayor Tommy Battle in the program. Mayor Battle extends his regrets for not being able to be here today, but he did the next best thing by asking me to come and present this proclamation on behalf of this event today. Now, if you know anything about proclamations, they have a lot of whereases in them, but I'm only going to read the last one. Whereas a celebration of the legacy of Clyde, let me ask Dr. Foster to come up, by the way, and receive this proclamation. I'm going to spare you all the whereases. You can read that at a later time. The last one says, whereas a celebration of the legacy of Clyde Foster, the WH Council Community Development Corporation joins with Team Redstone, Career Communications Group Incorporated, and others in hosting an annual Clyde Foster STEM Day. Now therefore I, Tommy Battle, Mayor of the City of Huntsville, do hereby proclaim February 7th, 2023 as Clyde Foster STEM Day. Y'all give it up for that. Dated this 7th day of February, signed by our Mayor Tommy Battle with a seal of excellence attached. Congratulations on this awesome occasion.
So now we have greetings from Commissioner Violet Edwards, Madison County District 6.
Good morning, everyone. So this is difficult being third, because first is my leading action hype, Mr. Anderson gave a standing ovation for Dr. Foster. I'm just here to say good morning. So a candid moment here. Usually when we have events like this, I come, I get to see the beautiful students, I get to see a wonderful program, I get to say hello, and I go home. But today we're in for a real treat because I actually got to watch the planning that goes into today. I know the love and enthusiasm that you've already heard it, the spirit of today's message. And as you sit here today, the seed is being planted. And it is my prayer that you take this seed, that you nourish the seed, that you water the seed, and that this seed grows and that it produces fruit. Because a lot of hard work is going into today, and you are worth every bit of it. Mr. Foster was a great man. I did not know much about him until Ms. Juanita introduced his story to me. This is Black history, and you are a part of it, and I hope that you embrace this moment. And hello, beautiful students. I want you to enjoy this program and have a fantastic Black History Month.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. Now greetings, Lieutenant General Christopher Mohan, Deputy Commander, NC.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, you talk about a hard act to follow. Thank you very much. So I've got some folks that I want to recognize that are one responsible for this, but really is the legacy of this event.
And so if we could give Dr. Foster another big round of applause. So today we're here to honor the legacy of Dr. Clyde Foster, to celebrate African American achievements in the field of science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, and to share a few thoughts with you, the amazing students who are here from all the different schools, but also for me personally, to this section of you folks right here who are the Junior ROTC program. So I would just tell you that thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to be here today to talk about this. And I also want to talk about a little bit about the opportunities that are here that are available to you. And then I'm going to end with purpose. So, you know, as I reflect on my time sitting in auditoriums at Union Pines High School in a small town of outside of the small town of Carthage, North Carolina, where I had a high school graduating class of 150, and let me tell you, I was nowhere near the top of that high school graduating class. All the way to Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina, on the north end of the mountains of North Carolina from Asheville, where I went in search of a lot of different things. But let me just tell you something. This whole event, this whole day is about purpose. This whole event is about purpose. Mark Twain, who is a great American writer and satire, said, the two most important days that you'll have, and people have probably heard this, is the day that you're born and the day that you figure out why you were born. And so, again, I'm off script, right? So people are nervous now, because when the journey goes off script, you don't know what's going to come out. But let me just tell you, my own personal story began in a small town, right? A very small town, population of 1,500, big farming town, tobacco farms. Everybody I knew was part of tobacco. And my dad was. My dad was a carpenter. He worked in the tobacco market. My mom was a school teacher. An American school teacher, by the way, for all the teachers here, a math teacher. And there's a reason that Cindy does the books in the Moynihan House, and she's the math teacher, and I'm not. But there was a lot of people that told me personally that hey, look, you probably just need to stick around. Stick around. You don't need to go to college. You can make it. And so I didn't have a purpose, and I was bumbling around, bumping from one thing to another. Went to 2 community colleges after I graduated from high school. And in some cases, people would say I graduated high school just by the skin of my teeth. And so I was introduced to an opportunity, because we didn't have a way for me to pay for college. The only way we had to pay for college was to seek outside help. And I was introduced to an opportunity to go to college. And that was through the United States Army. And I wouldn't be standing here today if I hadn't taken that step and said, you know what, I'm going to go to the Army because I think that maybe the Army has something to offer me, and I have something to offer the Army, which is service to my country. And so what I'm telling you folks is that along the way, I discovered my purpose. And so for all of you, if it's STEM, look, we got tremendous opportunities on our STEM arsenal. We are growing, and in partnership with the city, partnership with our local partners, we are growing dramatically. We've got an opportunity. It looks like we're going to add 6,000 new jobs on Redstone Arsenal. A vast majority of them are going to be STEM related. And so if that's your passion, and if that's what you want to do, look, I know like real rocket scientists, right? And we have those. We have people that work on long-range precision fires. We have people who are working at NASA. I tell people, I live in a town where when you see on TV the people talking to the space station, that's happening in the town that I live in. And so again, if that's what you want to do, go for it, as long as that's your purpose. My story is that I joined the Army, the National Guard, to pay for college. And along the way, I found my purpose. I was going to stay in 3 years. 3 years. And when I got into the National Guard, I said, you know what? This might be something that's good for Chris Mohan. And it not only gave me a way to pay for college, but it gave me a sense of belonging. It gave me a sense of pride. If you serve your country, no matter what you do in a civilian capacity or in uniform, you will never, ever, it will change your life, because you will never, ever have to back up when people say, what did you do when you were growing up? What did you do for a living? Now, I serve my country. I have a purpose.
That's right.
And purpose. So never, never forget, you got to find your purpose. You got to get out there and you got to go after your purpose. And so 34 years later, I still have a purpose. It looks different from where I'm sitting right now because, look, I'm in the twilight. You guys are in the beginning. And so whatever you do, folks, you got to go out and find your purpose. And these organizations that are giving you the opportunities to connect with people who really do the work, and the opportunities that you'll find not only in the local community of Huntsville can help you discover your purpose. Opportunity is only opportunity if you go out and grab hold of it.
That's right.
And if you don't grab hold of it, and if you don't have a plan, again, talking to the young folks, if you don't have a plan, life will just come at you and you'll never know what happened. All right? So go out, do stuff to figure out what your purpose is, and go out and grab those opportunities. And if you want to talk about opportunity of maybe being a soldier in the United States Army, the biggest team of our nation. Super Bowl Sunday, small teams. United States Army, big team. Be part of that opportunity. You come see somebody. You come talk to somebody, because we'd love to talk to you. Okay? That's my recruiting pitch. I thank you so much for the opportunity. And again, I'm sorry for going off script, but go find your purpose, folks, and there's lots of people who want to help you do it. God bless you.
That was a great speech, even though it was Oscar. And I definitely agree with you. Definitely have to find your purpose. When I first started doing weather, my purpose was to help keep people safe from severe weather. So I encourage all of you, just like he said, to find your purpose. And what a great community to do it in, a STEM community, like you said, with Redstone Arsenal and NASA. That was one thing that was huge to me when I moved here. I just thought that was fantastic. What a community we live in with so many opportunities. So thanks again to Mohan, Deputy Commander, and now we have greetings from Dr. Daniel Wims, President of Alabama A&M University.
I'd first like to thank the General for giving me the opportunity to make this keynote. On behalf of our 6,000 students, 40,000 alumni, 13 to 1,400 part and full-time employees, faculty, and staff, untold numbers of friends and family members of Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University welcome you to the Clyde Foster North Alabama STEM Day. Dr. Foster, thank you for having us. Thank everyone for the invitation to partner. And more importantly, thank you, young folk, for being attentive to what we're saying this morning. We are very happy because Mr. Foster was a longtime leader on our campus. And his contributions were so significant that there is a facility named after Mr. Foster. So give Mr. Foster and his family a warm round of applause. Mr. Foster paved the way for so many of us and so many of you. And so therefore, the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University is one of the leaders in STEM education across this country for minorities. We produce more minorities in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, but also the agricultural sciences and the biological and life sciences than any other institution in the state of Alabama and most throughout the South. So we will be reaching out to you. Our recruiters will be recruiting you. We'll be calling you and emailing you to try and convince you to consider us as your first choice. So thank you for having us. Enjoy your Black History STEM Day, and go Bulldogs.
of the European Space Agency, Jean-Jacques Bourdin, spoke at the annual Werner von Braun Memorial Dinner, he said, "The more we learn about space, the more we learn about Earth and us as humans." NASA, where Clyde Foster arrived from the teaching profession, was a scientific nirvana, where he connected two communities, people of color and the U.S. scientific infrastructure policy. We duplicate that example today. Ladies and gentlemen, here to bring greetings, Dr. Angela Walker, NASA Marshall Space Flight Center Senior Executive Service.
Good morning. Good morning. Because Dr. Clyde Foster was, I am. Because Clyde Foster did, I do. It is my privilege to be with you on this morning and to greet you on behalf of NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Marshall Space Flight Center, and its 6,000 employees, both civil servants and contractors, who cheat gravity and make the impossible possible.
Wow.
After almost 35 plus years of being at Marshall Space Flight Center, it seemed like just yesterday I was sitting where you sit on this morning. I, unlike you, had no pre-exposure to NASA or to space. All I had was a desire to excel and to do well. I did pretty good in math and science, and on the recommendation of my physics teacher, I enrolled in Tuskegee University as an electrical engineering student, and 4 years later, graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. So I say to you that it is possible. We believe that at NASA, and so we said, we are going. And though it took a decade, 11 years as a matter of fact, what we built, the largest, baddest, most powerful rocket ever to be flown by anybody, anywhere, and we are taking humans back to the moon and beyond. You are the Mars generation. We are yet going. We have gone, and there is yet territory that we must conquer. And we're depending on you, not only those of you who major in science and technology and engineering and mathematics, but we need accountants. We need HR specialists. Come on, somebody. Come on. It takes a village to cheat gravity and to go where man has never gone before. And in just a few years, we will take the first woman. Come on now. Yes. And the first person of color to the surface of the moon. Wow. And it does not stop there. We will set up a sustained presence on the moon, and we will use it as a pathfinder, as it will take us not only to the moon, but to Mars. 340 million miles, 34 million miles away from Earth. We are going. And it's only because we realize that it takes a diverse and integrated community to do what we do. And it was brave souls like Mr. Clyde Foster who opened the door and proved to an otherwise doubtful community that people of color could do it if you let us at the table. And now, NASA proudly says there is space for everyone in space.
Northrop Grumman.
Thank you so much. Man, I cannot follow that. It's an honor and a privilege to be here and to be a sponsor of this historic event. I would like to thank all my esteemed colleagues who sit before you and also to the students. Can the students just stand just for a moment, just real quickly, just stand real quick. And on the count of 3, I want you to scream at the top of your lungs and say, I am STEM, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now, to all of the leaders in the room, can you stand up, turn around, and applaud these students? We celebrate you. Thank you so much. We understand the challenges that you all have been through over the past couple of years, and it's amazing that you are here and you are still standing. On behalf of Northrop Grumman and the 94,000 employees we have, I bring you greetings as the STEM education lead and corporate citizenship professional. What we do is we want to bring STEM experience to students from kindergarten to 12th grade. And we do that by partnering with organizations, with local schools, and bringing STEM into the classroom. I'll share with you just one quick story about me. Growing up, I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't have the Lockheed Martins, the Northrop Grummans, the Boeings coming into my classroom, bringing engineers and telling me that you can be a scientist, you can be an engineer, you can be a mathematician. No one did that for me, okay? But I was good in math. I was really good in science. I got all A's and B's. In fact, I thought an engineer was a train conductor. But so today I have the opportunity and the privilege to be an ambassador for STEM and go into the classroom and inspire, educate, and encourage students to consider pursuing a degree in STEM. We need computer scientists. We need engineers. We need people who can do artificial intelligence. We need all of that because collectively, all these leaders you see up here, together we can define what's possible. So thank you all for being here today. We celebrate you. And Dr. Juanita, thank you for including Northrop Grumman in this opportunity. And also thank you to Dr. Clyde Foster.
Now giving greetings is Dr. Edith Foster, daughter of Clyde Foster.
Good morning. Good morning. I didn't anticipate him speaking, so if I add a little bit, please bear with me. I'm going to speak from my heart because I know my dad as a person. I know all of his accomplishments. In fact, when I was growing up, he was in our household. He always said, what Dad are you doing now? Or my mom would say, why you can't save the world? He said, well, I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to help one person at a time.
That's right.
He was the middle child of 12 children. And one of the things that resonated with him growing up, his father always told him, don't forget your brothers and sisters. Help them when you can.
Wow.
Little did he know that in actuality that meant don't forget anyone. All that he did was not just for himself. Working in that comp lab, as we used to call it when we were kids, he could have just went and got his training and gone about his business and advanced on his own. But he saw the need that there were others that may not have advanced as he did. Not because they couldn't, it's because things weren't available. So that set him on the trajectory of reaching back and helping others. It also
I think that kind of stuck with me. Growing up, I knew that all of his friends from he's from Birmingham. That's where he was born. They called him Big Blue. No one in Huntsville knew that. Called him Big Blue. As a child, I was too afraid to ask him, why they call him Big Blue? And as an adult, I probably may have been too intrusive. These are his friends, and they have a reason to call him that, and they may not want him, only among the friends. So literally, when my dad passed away in 2017, his best of friends, Walter Durant, he also has passed since then. I had the nerve to ask him, why you call my dad Big Blue? I said, he's not a particularly tall man, he's barely 5'10", maybe 5'11". Big shoulders, but not really a big man. He said, because he was a big dreamer. I know, what was he dreaming of? He said, well, just to be successful in life. So, his first job was as an educator. And he had a family that was brave, and they saw the opportunity here in Huntsville, and that's why they moved from the Selma area, where he taught math for a year, and joined on with the space program here, even before there was NASA. It was part of the Defense Ballistic Agency, headed by Werner von Braun, and the rest is history. So, if anything that comes out of this, just dreamer, not only dream for himself, but dream for others, and never, ever, ever forgot to reach back. And every discipline of life that he went through, he always reached back. And as I speak here now, he's probably saying, don't put all the attention on me, put the attention on those that have gone ahead and have progressed and been successful in life. So dream big, and Bolton said on the stage, follow your dream, don't let obstacles get in your way, and always, always, if you've been successful, don't forget about the person behind you. Give them not necessarily just a hand, a hand up, but reach back to bring them forward. Thank you.
I love that. Aim high, don't let anybody tell you you cannot do it, because you can. She is a four-year senior and an outstanding student leader within this school. Cadet Major Jaden Lampley is the executive officer of the Eagle Battalions and supervises and coordinates the cadet battalion staff. She's also a member of the AUM Pathway to Success mentoring program. Please welcome Speaker Cadet Major Jaden Lampley. Lieutenant Commander Matt Bowman, U.S. Navy retired, is a native of Baltimore, South Carolina. The child of an Army officer, he attended 8 schools in 11 different countries and states, including Thomas Jefferson School for Science and Technology. He left high school early to attend college. He is a graduate of Florida A&M University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration. He went to Aviation Officer Candidate School and was commissioned as an ensign. He went to flight schools in Pensacola, Florida, graduating the top of his class, and primary flight school, and was selected for the Tactical Jet Pipeline. He was winged as a Naval Flight Officer in 1994 and received assignment as an electronic countermeasure officer flying the EA-6B aircraft in Whidbey Island, Washington. Lieutenant Commander Bowman served at sea for 5 years aboard any aircraft carriers. He served ashore at the U.S. Southern Command as the counter-drug subject expert matter, where he conducted operations in various South American countries. He also has extensive experience in human capital management, serving in Washington, D.C. at the Navy headquarters. For diversity policy affecting 338,000, the U.S. Navy active sailors, 175,000 reservists and civilians built the nation's STEM capacity. He owns wineries in South Carolina and Florida, Lieutenant Commander Matt Bowman is married to Dr. Crystal Bowman and is the proud father of 3 children. Moving on, a round of applause for
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
To the Eagle Battalion, I want to thank you all for welcoming me here. I want to thank Aunt Major for the work that she's done. So for all of you in the room, please give the Columbia Eagle Battalion a loud applause. On behalf of the BEYA Stars and Stripes, on behalf of the generals and admirals who are concerned about America's future, I bring you greetings. When they invited me and told me that I was going to come to Alabama to talk about Black History Month, I thought to myself, what should I say? What should I say to the state where all of Black history has occurred? When you look at the history, the movement of African Americans in this country, much of it, the foundation of it, started in Alabama. So when you're in Florida, like I am, and you hear the state of Alabama, what do you think? What's the message that comes from the state of Alabama? And I'm here to tell you that when I heard that I was going to come to Alabama, I was so proud because it is here in Alabama that you have helped make this country what it is. So the theme of Black History Month 2023 is resistance. And the slogan that they have around the country is to do this, for resistance. So I'm going to talk to you real quick about some high school students and some middle school students, Alabama high school students, Alabama middle school students who changed the world. There were 3 sisters, Gwendolyn Sanders, Dot Sanders, and Deborah Sanders. They were in Birmingham, Alabama. It was the height of the civil rights movement. You think things are bad now. You see George Floyd on TV. You see police brutality on TV. But back in 1960, all of that was legal. And 3, a middle schooler, a 7th grader, Gwendolyn Sanders, got with her sisters, Dot and Deborah, and they decided to start marching downtown Birmingham. Now, Birmingham, Alabama back then is not like Birmingham is today. They had police chief Eugene Bull Connors, who told his fire trucks to turn the fire hoses on men, women, and children. The fire hoses were so strong that they peeled the bark off of the trees and peeled the paint off of the walls. But these 3 children, many of them the same age as you children here in the audience, decided to take a stand. So what they did is they organized themselves in groups of 50. And when they first started, Gwendolyn told them, there's no way that they'll arrest children. There's no way that they'll turn dogs on children. There's no way that they'll turn viruses on children. So in groups of 50, they left 16th Street Baptist Church, and they walked down the street. And when the first group of 50 got near the courthouse, the firemen, the policemen, all hesitated. Who in their right mind would arrest children? So in true fashion, Eugene Bull Connor told the firemen, turn on the water, told the police, let loose the dogs. Now this story is told all over the country, you've seen it on TV, and when people see it, they think Alabama. But when I see it, I think Alabama. Children in Alabama, they rose up and they took a stand. And the first group of 50 got arrested. When they got to 900 students arrested, the size of Columbia High School, the jail was full. So then they took the students into the park. They put a fence around the park, and the students kept coming. They kept coming until the whole world saw on TV the strength of the children of the great state of Alabama. And the Civil Rights Act of 1964 came from the children of Alabama.
All right.
So there are other cities. There are other cities across Alabama that represent Black history. And it doesn't matter whether you're Black or white, Asian American, Pacific Islander, or Hispanic. You are all part of the great Alabama legacy that made this country what it is. So if you take a ride down I-65 and you stop in Mobile, Alabama, I know there's some people here who are from Mobile. The last group of slaves to arrive in this country arrived in Mobile, Alabama. So when you talk about Black American history, Black History Month, it's Alabama. When you go to Montgomery, Alabama, everyone hears about Rosa Parks. But many people don't know that 10 years before Rosa Parks decided to sit on the bus, Rosa Parks took a stand for young women. There's a young woman, her name was Mrs. Reese Taylor, and she was attacked in Alabama. And she stood up. Long before the Me Too movement, you had Mrs. Reese Taylor and Mrs. Rosa Parks, and they stood up for women. And so as a result of that, when the Montgomery bus boycott started, Mrs. Rosa Parks had a lot of experience in dealing with police. And out of that experience, we get another leader, Dr. Martin Luther King, a 26-year-old pastor nobody had heard of before the Montgomery bus boycott. So then when you leave Birmingham, when you leave Montgomery, when you leave Mobile, you come to Tuskegee, Alabama. Tuskegee, Alabama, home of one of the nation's finest colleges and universities, started by a 24-year-old who walked from Hampton, Virginia to Tuskegee, Alabama. He walked. And many of you think, oh, you know, Booker T. Washington, the old man, distinguished on the back of the poster stamps, but he was 24. He wasn't just 24, he was a young-looking 24. When he first got to Tuskegee, they thought he was a teenager. That's how young he looked. And he became the president of a college university. So you have Tuskegee University. The Tuskegee Airmen come from the Tuskegee University. So when you talk about Alabama, if you go to Florida, if you go to Miami, if you go to Los Angeles, if you go to New York City, you tell them, I'm from Alabama. Black History Month starts in Alabama. So now that brings me to Huntsville. What can you say about Huntsville? What can you say about North Alabama? I will tell you that the future of Black America, the future of the entire country, is here in Huntsville. Below me, I have a set of Oculus glasses. Huntsville, Alabama is Rocket City, USA. Voted one of the best places to live in the country. So when you meet the children from Miami, Orlando, Tampa, Florida, where I'm from, you tell them about the great things that are happening in Huntsville. You tell them that Black history is happening here in Huntsville. And so the generation that creates the Oculus glasses, the generation that creates the halo and brings technology to the 3D metaverse is each of you out there. It's the middle schoolers out there, it's the high schoolers here. To the middle schoolers, I will tell you, the high schoolers are on their way out. You are replacing them. If you're a junior or senior in high school, your days, my friend, are numbered. Before you look up, you will be a distant memory. As a matter of fact, if you come back to Columbia High School in 4 years, nobody will know who you are. For the middle schoolers, your time is coming. For the high schoolers, when you go to college, your time is coming. And then for those of us who are on the front rows and back here, we're in the sunset. The general spoke about that. And it's our job to leave you a legacy. But the good news for North Alabama is you have men like Clyde Foster who stood up and took a stand. You have men and women like those on the front row who are taking a stand. Today, this morning, when we brought to you this initiative, I didn't know what was going to happen. But I'm happy to report that one of our sponsors, Jobs Defense Solutions, found talent here at this event. And they hired a young lady, a graduate of Alabama A&M. So please, stand up. So she is the lead of the U.S. Cybersecurity. Thank you to our sponsors and my Jobs Defense Solutions for the work that they do. All right, the last thing I'm going to do so that we can get you all to the STEM event, to get your hands on technology, is I'm going to tell you the things that I would tell my own children. And my own children are something I call warrior training. So I do a lot of consulting to executives, to music, entertainment. I'm in a lot of different spaces, so if you go on the internet, you can read about it. But I would tell them this. I look at every day as a Friday. Every single day is Friday. So this is an acronym I like to keep in mind. Two things. One is Alabama. The second thing is TGIF. When you come to an event like this. The general talk about having a purpose. You should leave with contact information. You should leave with a mentor, and you should leave with opportunities for college. You have Dr. Williams on the stage. He should not be allowed to get out of this room without each and every one of you getting his information. You have NASA here. You have Northrop Grumman. This is your opportunity. There are thousands of kids in Huntsville and Madison County who could not be here, but you're here. So take advantage of this opportunity. So T stands for find a target. I could be the target. Any of these leaders in this room could be the target. G stands for get close. Get close, shake their hand, get their contact information, make them say no. I stands for be intentional, so you have to be intentional about everything you do. And F stands for follow up. The reason why I can stand here right now and tell you this is I can guarantee that most of the people in this room will not follow up. So I'm not worried about giving my information, but I want you to be the few people who know to follow up. And the last thing is that have fun. It was so much fun for me to come here, stand before you, and talk about Black History Month. I'm a big believer in resistance. I'm a big believer, as you can tell from my bio, in fighting for what is right. And so when I think about Alabama, I think about what is best in America. So thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so let's give one last big round of applause for all of our speakers today. So this portion is concluded, but we're going to move to the gym and outside for our STEM demonstration. So I want to thank all of you again for letting me MC this wonderful event, and also another big thanks to our speakers. Let the STEM demonstrations begin.
Great opportunities for STEM in the Navy.
Mike, you pull back and you're good. See, this is a simulator. This is why it's so important for you to understand this is what we make mistakes. Alright? He's fine right now. Amazing. He didn't have much instruction. We don't have time for that. So we're gonna just walk you through this stuff. In a perfect world, you will take off from the runway without hitting the fence, okay? But with the simulator, we can simulate that. There's no harm, no foul. Absolutely. So that's all that you doing. You're doing a great job.
It's like in an airplane. When the houses start to get bigger, right, that means you're going down, so you probably need to pull back a little bit.
So what we do, the one thing I love about this TV is that it's large. So this little pipper right here, you want to keep it right there at 5 degrees. Everything is at 5 degrees, 5'10". You want to keep it right there at 5'3". When you're taking off, I usually tell my students 8 degrees. So between 5 and 10, you're good. But level off. Put that little pipper right there on the white line, and you're going to be level. Or better yet, the horizon. We focus on the horizon.
Look outside. With those wings level.
Look outside, absolutely. If you keep your wings level on that white line, you know, the blue is the sky, the brown is the earth. You definitely don't want to be pointed at the ground unless you're on the plane. All right, fair enough? We're going to pause it. We're going to have the next winner come through. See? Flight simulator, this is what it's all about. Practice makes what? Perfect. We have to start. We have to.
All right.
Woo!
Let's see here. What does an airplane need to do in order to land? Do we speed up or do we slow down?
Slow down.
We have to slow down, right? One of the things that we do in order to do that, in order to slow down, one of the things that helps us do that is we lower the flaps. And we don't have an airplane here to really show what the flaps are, but on the inner portion, on the back side of the wings, you have, there's two large control surfaces that extend down and they help us slow down. Someone else? I have no. 767 have a trading card.
She just walked by. So as we walk around here, going over to a group of students that are now able to get their security clearance and cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity plan.
Yeah.
Tell me what you like best about cybersecurity, or that you've learned so far in cybersecurity.
Networking and how to protect networks instead of firewalls on devices. I really liked the competitions we did because it gave us a chance to explore in a DevOps scenario, and we got to compete against our peers as well.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, you guys really have an advantage over years past, because in years past, the things that you're learning now was people learned in college or beyond college when they got out of college. So what you're learning now is great. It's great. Anybody have any other questions?
Everybody wants to work in Huntsville. Anybody want to go to Washington, D.C.?
Washington is a cool place. I was there yesterday. Yeah, it's a cool
Virginia?
place.
No? How many of you never been? Really, come on, give it a chance.
Like for them, I try, especially my girls, I try to let them know the career opportunities because there's not a lot of females in cyber, and then how lucrative it can be. And so that's why I have a sprinkle. They weren't sure about it, and then they started doing cyber patron and things like that. That's okay, I like this. And then my former students who've gone on to high school, they've done very well in cyber patron. So I try to pick the best of the best, regardless if they think they're going to like it or not. I explain to them how hard it is. I'm not looking for you to be experienced. I'm just looking for you to learn something. And that's what is happening.
So I have a question. Everybody wants to be in cybersecurity? No? How many security agencies are there in the federal government? 18. Where all 18 are located at? Where's the headquarters? Northern Virginia. Ah. Something to think about. Hello. We're live. North of Grumman.
Yes, North of Grumman.
What are we doing over here? Talk to the people. They're out there listening.
So good in one time, so you can use pick any material possible to make sure one thing you're trying to hover, take it up from the bottom all the way out. Use any group or range you want to.
I can't videotape over here.
Design a flying machine and make it fly through the tunnel.
So this is I am a.
Special Projects Laboratory, where we have a chassis over there called our rover. We're doing a competition with NASA, and we're building basically our rover for NASA chassis. We also have the steering wheel, the braking cord over there for the kids to work with. And this is out here to support Alabama A&M.
Okay, well, you gonna walk over here and show it to me? Come on, you gotta walk that way. Alabama A&M, HBCU in the house.
We have our president right there. That's going to be Mr. Jabril Muhammad.
Okay.
And then we also have our assistant over there. That'll be P himself. And we're here just happy to help
So we're actually building this device for this?
Yes, sir. Everything that we have on this table, we have built in-house ourselves using 3D printers. If it's something that we absolutely cannot do, we'll go and buy it online, but everything we do in-house is built and 3D printed out using 3D AutoCAD and SolidWorks, and we do this ourselves. We spend hours and hours in-house, and we put it together ourselves.
So what's your major?
Mechanical engineer.
Mechanical engineer. So what do you want to do when you graduate?
When I graduate, right now I don't have a specific plan, but I know I want to stay in Huntsville. Right now, I did co-op with Toyota.
Okay.
So I had fun doing that.
So why do you want to stay in Huntsville?
Because I'm from Birmingham. So
okay. So why do you want to stay in Alabama?
To be a little closer to my family. Just so they're a nice little drive away. My dad, my grandmother, my mom. So I can just have that little bit of home a little close to me.
All right. So when do you decide that you can be away from home?
Well, when I did work with Toyota, I went to Tennessee, and then I also went to Texas. So I was in San Antonio working for them.
Okay.
And I was 13 hours away from home, and that's when I realized I need my dad. Car broke down, I had to get up there, fix it myself. I don't think I'm ready for this level of adulting right now.
Okay, but there comes a time.
It's gonna come a time. I want to go back though. I do want to go back, but I just want to stay 5 years in Huntsville so I can get my master's at Alabama A&M. Okay. So then, when I get my PhD, either I'm going to continue to get it at Alabama A&M, or I will go and get it wherever the world takes me.
All right. I just want to say, so I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. So I spent 30 years in the Army, lived in more countries than I did states for the first part of my life, and so been kind of locked into the Northern Virginia area now. So I grew up in a little small town in South Carolina, didn't want to leave home, but once you broke that cycle, I'm glad I left. I can't go back and stay anymore. So it's just an opportunity. So don't staying in Alabama is fine. Just don't limit your opportunities by saying what you won't do. Just give it a chance.
I'm ready to try out some new states. So if the Lord blesses me with an opportunity to travel, I'll definitely take the opportunity.
There we go. Okay. All right, that's all.
All right, y'all, we're going over. I was about to say, I'll have somebody we can interview.
Okay.
Because once I logged on, I seen that you was over here, so I was like,
okay. Rotate. All right.
I'm here on behalf of Alabama A&M Computer Science. I'm a bachelor's student, and
hello. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Great. My name is Richard Price. And so I'm a retired Army guy, IT guy doing cybersecurity in the DoD area. And so just wanted to talk to you about this event and what you guys think about it.
Yes, I am Dr. Padmaja Govilla, Associate Dean of College of Engineering and Technology and Physical Sciences. And I think it's a great opportunity for all the students to explore what's happening and what could be the taste of undergraduate education and college life, what type of research they'll be going through, and what the local colleges has to offer. I think it's a very good opportunity for all the students, and I'm very happy to see many of the students are very enthusiastic and visiting all the stations, and I think it's a great opportunity. Thank you for doing this.
No, I think it's great. I wish I'd have had this opportunity when I was younger. So the only thing we ever had in the gymnasium was a basketball game. So I don't remember anything else that was happening there. So anything for you, sir?
I'm Dr. Dwayne. I'm the Vice President of Research and Economic Development. And it's a pleasure to come here and see the young scientists who soon will enter to the college environment and start to bring some discoveries and flourish the ideas that they are experimenting with. So we are very happy at Alabama A&M to be part of this event, to also look at the students and to inspire the students. We have several tables here, some of our students who are here to share with high school students about what we do at ICYMI.
Yeah. So now I had a great opportunity to talk to one of your students who's going for his master's degree, who's doing Zero Trust, which is something that a lot of DoD organizations and security people are looking into. So he had a great explanation of Zero Trust and how it's applied and what the benefits are. So you guys are doing a great job from that aspect. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So what would be the number one thing you tell the kids in here about coming to your school?
So, arts is very good, but STEM pays you better.
All right, good deal. All right, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to ask these great Army representatives here, Army veteran and Army colonel. Currently serving. Tell me about STEM and how you apply that at AMC.
At AMC, wow, so we require education, we require knowledge of the force. And in AMC, we look for this next generation of leaders to come through, not just military, but civilians as well. We need them to know all of the opportunities that are out there. And AMC is looking for hiring some of the Army's best, some of the civilians' best, and to push out the next generation.
Thank you. Army veteran, go ahead and give us that pitch.
Actually, I was on reserve.
On reserve?
I served long enough to retire after 30 plus years.
Oh, okay.
On reserve, retired as a sergeant first class. My field has always been administration.
Okay.
But like they said in the auditorium during part of the spiel, it takes admin to actually support and get some of the other things to be executed. So as an administration assistant, I have a place too, and everyone has their role. And I'm here as well to learn more about STEM and how it can play, and I can tell others about it as well.
Great. Appreciate that.
Talking about the importance of health,
how to use that safely.
why certain
You give the shot and you go back to normal.
health problems. So they're showing the heart rate, the different parts of the
This
heart.
is another condition that affects athletes.
Where you use the STEM to monitor your health.
Right.
Have you heard of Reggie Lewis?
I know certain some football programs
Reggie
they have
Lewis
this thing
was
where
a
they monitor their linemen. They have to be especially on the line,
right.
Either O-line or D-line. They measure their heart rate at night.
The most
And
strenuous
also because they want to make sure one, the students are getting enough enough rest. And two, they're trying to make sure that nothing's going on with their heart rate. If it is, they go straight to physical therapists on campus so they can diet like see what's going on.
Okay. All right.
So this is one of the most important things.
accelerating forward,
Being a collegiate
accelerating
athlete,
backwards.
taking care of your body and knowing how to take care of your body.
Very exciting
Great.
game.
The excitement. All right, we're gonna move on over here to see what the Army's doing. So our first class kid is here today. She's going to tell us why she joined the Army and why that is a great opportunity for anyone out there who's considering STEM as an opportunity.
So as you said, my name is Star, first class kid. I joined the Army back in 2007, so I've been in the Army for 15 years now.
Wow, super.
Logistician, basically the civilian sector. The reason why I joined the Army is because my father served and my grandfather served. So I'm a third generation.
Okay. All right. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Talladega, Alabama.
Talladega, Alabama. We won't hold that against you. I'm from South Carolina. Okay. So what do the students need to do now to come out and talk to you about an opportunity to join the Army? What's the next steps?
So for me, I would think the next step would just to sit down and see what they want in their life, like what they want the next step to be. If they want to start a career or if they want to finish school, whatever they want to do, we're here to help them and assist them to provide for the college. So we're not just trying to push them into the Army, we also are counselors, certified.
Right. You know, one of the great things, and so what the Army, I was just talking about what the Army did for me was, what the general talked about today, it's about purpose. And so it was an opportunity for a young man growing up in South Carolina to grow up, and an opportunity to have good leadership from folks like yourself and other folks too, and that opportunity to figure out what you want to do the rest of your life. And so for those out there who are looking for an opportunity to do that and to also grow, and to, whether it's STEM or whether it's logistics or you name it, the opportunities are there for them to have that opportunity. So you don't have to do it in Alabama. There's all kind of places you can do that. So Sergeant Haynes, where are you from?
I'm from Dope, New Hampshire.
Dope, New Hampshire. See, I see. Everybody's not from there. So anyway, want to talk a little bit about your opportunity and experience and how you kind of came about the Army?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm like a lot of high school students. I went to college first to play baseball. So I had dreams and aspirations to play, major leagues and everything like that. I went to a small school in the Northeast. Played 4 years of baseball. I got my degree in sports management in 2005. Then I bounced around from job to job. So I got the degree, a piece of paper saying I'm smart, but I didn't really know how to apply it yet as a young man. So I was working at Liberty Mutual Insurance, selling asbestos or working in legal liabilities, processing asbestos claims. Yeah. Really boring stuff. So at the age of 25, I had 2 children, married. I was living in my in-laws' basement. Really didn't feel like I was being the supportive husband I should have been. Right. So I decided to take matters in my own hands and take care of my family with insurance, and a house of our own, and all that stuff. Joined the Army. I've been in now for 15 years. Worked my way up to a master's degree. Now just bought my 3rd house. So money's good. Education's fantastic. The kids are taken care of. It's been a great time for my family.
Yeah. And for all those families out there and folks who are interested to say you haven't had the privilege to be around folks who served in the Army and still listen to a lot of the legacy pieces of join the Army or go to jail kind of a thing, and everyone in the Army were dropouts from high school. Talk a little bit about that and the fact that most
in 25% each, and I only use tuition assistance. So you can authorize tuition assistance every year to pay for your school, so you don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for books, tuition, any of that stuff. And a lot of the lab fees are covered for most of these schools out here. So those are the type of things that I look at. Everybody thinks they got to struggle, or they got to take out these large student loans where you're paying back over the next 20, 30 years of your time, where the Army's just going to say, hey, come work for us for the next 3 to 6 years, whatever you decide, come work for us for the next 3 to 6 years. We're going to pay for your education. Now, to me, that sounds much more beneficial than saying, hey, I'm a big bank, give me $100,000 to pay for my education, and I'll pay that big bank back the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
I work hard for 4 years, I get my education paid.
So, hey, great point. So it's versus go to college, take out some student loans, and pay for it until you're 55.
Yeah,
Anyway.
a lot of these students, you're buying a house at the age of 25 with financial freedom with the VA home loan. So you can buy a house at the age of 25 instead of paying student loans at the age of 35, 45.
Yeah. So I'm a testament to that. I was living in my own house in Europe, debt free, at the age of 23.
That's the American dream.
That's the American dream. All right. Okay, we're gonna move on over here. Even though we don't want to talk to them that much, we're gonna talk to the Air Force flying high. The Army's always got to have some way to get to the battlefield. Nah, just playing with you. Anyway, so you're live. I want to talk to you a little bit. What would you tell the students today about your booth here and joining the Air Force?
So with us, we're here specifically where this is a STEM event, the Air Force and the Space Force. We are heavy in the STEM programs on all the engineering side, especially Space Force. They do all cyber. It's just always keep your options open. You know, as a recruiter, a lot of people want to hear me say that, but I'm a firm believer. You know, look at all colleges, look at all branches, look at any pathway that's going to find you happy, find your success. Whatever that is, find your passions.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Thank you. Appreciate your service.
That's how that works. Now, if there wasn't a lot of people, I would look you up and go around. But really, just even though we have to do it. Thank you for being a man of your word. Colonel Richard Brown. Ma'am, you need to know that, you know, it's been a long time since you've been at BEYA, so I'm going to do service. What do you have for us?
And I just want to tell you thank you so much. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, just a few years ago, let's face it, Lieutenant Colonel Cordelia Richard Allen, and I were your MCs at the BEYA Stars and Stripes dinner. And we were so honored to be around so many awesome people and to be around such a great event and a great purpose. putting our next generation out there and help give them opportunity. So we're just honored to be here and celebrate Pride Culture, and also have the opportunity to get these contracts out there, get these individuals their jobs. So thank you so much for everything. We still love everything that you do, and we're so proud and honored to know you.
So it's becoming everything you are in Huntsville, around the country. So we'll see you in 96 hours. Woo! We're alive. All right, so you heard that whistle. That is the sound to rotate. So if you're here online with us, this is the metaverse. It's almost like being here. I wish I had my Oculus glasses. My name is Matt Bowman, BEYA Stars and Stripes. We're so excited to bring you this initiative. Join us for BEYA Stars and Stripes Career Day, where on the second Saturday of every month, we talk to leaders, astronauts, entrepreneurs, everybody. And I'm here with Miss Claudette. Tell them what you do.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Claudette 04 Fears. I am a project manager with the U.S. Army Aviation and Missile Command. I'm retired, but I feel so strong about STEM that I'm here today to support these students and support the leaders that are here for our next generation. I'm super excited.
Love it.
Thank you very much for what you guys are doing for our young.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
So here we have a young man who just graduated out of his basic course. He's mentoring some young cadets here at the high school. But we will get a moment of his time here in just a second, along with Colonel Glover, who is his sponsor. Great opportunity to link with those who are very close in age to you. How you doing there?
How you doing, sir?
Great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir.
All right. So you're alive. So you're alive, and so we wanted to talk to you about your recent experience and the fact that basic training just now graduating, and so
basic training.
Before you said, I hear Colonel Glover is your sponsor.
Yes.
So you know him, right?
Yes,
you know this young man. So
he pinned my wings.
He pinned your wings on you. So all right. So let's talk about that a little bit then.
So my basic training experience, it was fun. Like I played sports growing up, so like I always like loved like that camaraderie and like the brotherhood feeling, and like so I built so much relationships that I feel like just gonna be with me so long. Like when I come back home from basic, I gotta ask my friends to come and see me and all of this.
Right.
But I got friends that I went to basic with, they spending $400 on a plane ticket just to come and spend the weekend with me.
Yeah.
So it's just relationships that you build that like you could tell that they genuine because y'all go through so much together in those 10 weeks.
Lifetime relationships.
By the end of basic training, you don't even want to leave. You're like, dang, we all going to different units. Like that's just people that you gonna miss. And then AIT is the same way, except like it's more freedom. So then you really get close because now y'all going out bowling on the weekends, and it's just like relationships that you build that can be there forever. So like I had a great experience in basic training. And you're gonna stay fit. If you're a sports guy and you're like, a lot of the guys I talk to, they say they don't want to join the Army because they want to do sports, but like fitness is like one of the number one things in the Army. You're gonna stay fit.
You have plenty of time to do sports.
Plenty of time to do sports.
And he's got a great career field too. You got selected for it.
Yeah. So originally I wanted to be a combat engineer. I scored high enough on the ASVAB to where it opened up opportunities for me to go into aviation. So I'm a 15 Quebec air traffic control operator. So like I basically there's like 3 sections. They got tactical, they got radar, they got tower. So the tower I'm like controlling the aircraft in the tower. And then radar is like I'm controlling them on the radar like in movies. Like as most people say.
Right.
tactical. So like I'm going to a TAS unit, so I'm gonna be building airspace. I'm gonna be giving clearances for people to fly into that airspace. So like it just gives you a lot of skills.
So basically, you got a great opportunity. You create a new family, and you're going to have a skill for life that allows you to grow even once you get out of the military. Whether that's 3 years or 30 years.
I'm going for the 30 shit.
All right, okay. All right.
You know, it's sort of funny. January 93 is when I started, and here it is. We just went from January to 23. So 30 years later, the excitement of me being a private lover and then seeing private Foster and the excitement of a new journey. So many great, fascinating opportunities here. Going to Fort Drum next, so climb the glory.
In April, I'm on a rotation in Germany.
Okay. Great. To Germany? Outstanding. So, see the world. You know, at your age, I would tell you that when I retired from the Army, I had visited more countries than I had states. So you have that opportunity. Right. Well, great.
I always say, you know, the great thing is everyone has the great opportunity to serve our nation. What do I do? The big thing we do on Southside? The number one. The 1% serve our nation. So you look at 3 million people serving 300 million people. It's just an amazing thing. I told them, he said, welcome to the 1%.
Right.
Folks to serve our great nation. I'm humbled to get a chance to not just talk about it, but being about it.
Yeah.
Serving our army.
Outstanding. Hey, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks. Appreciate your service.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now, this is the story that you really want to hear. So you got to tell them. This is so you got something special that you're going to tell them about your military experience. Tell them what she's about to tell you. I'm going to step back.
So, first of all, how are you? Good. Yeah, so I work with your daddy called the PFC in Baton Rouge. Yeah, so we were at the same center, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, your father, we didn't work a contract. So my daughter came here and she called your dad, and that's the story. So I said, oh,
That's my daughter. That's great. They were buddies. They were like that. And your daddy used to come in all the time. As a young kid. I was a young E5 back then.
Okay.
I had to tell them.
Please tell them that you saw me so bad. So you probably know where Bill Platt is. Lafayette, that's my father. Yeah, my daughter and your father like this.
I remember when he used to take me into the meeting. I was like 3 years old. That's like some of my earliest memories.
This is my father.
That's just how it's working.
Well, you tell mom and dad I said hello.
Keep it in command.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, okay? All right.
Thank you.